Okay, it is Friday, February 3rd at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let me just get the disclaimer out of the way. I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is only to be used as entertainment. Please do your own research. Thank you. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of news on Million Token and Bitcoin and maybe the SP500 also. It's been about a week. I've done one of these. I guess about once a week I do a video if I can think about it. If I have something new I could share. So, real quick, Million Token website. There's a proposal to remove this Million Moon link here. I think if you click on it, last I checked, it was a dead link. And if you want to vote on it, just above it on milliontoken.org is a link for the governance vote. So you would click on that, and then actually it takes you, I think, to this page. In the top active proposal here, you would click on that. You can read through it. It's just saying, because it's a dead link, why don't we just remove it off the website? Which it is, I'm not sure you need a proposal to remove dead links, but maybe it's just to bring it to the, the webmaster's attention that it should be, fixed or removed, or maybe to bring it TL if TL is doing the website. I'm not sure who's doing the website. We got a couple of votes here. 2007. I think most people may not know about this. If they're not following, Telegram or Discord, I know it's mentioned there. But I know the people that bought these NFTs, they were like guaranteed. I think there was a guarantee that it was supposed to be up for like 5 years, web hosting. So hopefully that website will come back up under a new domain. I think I read somewhere that somebody else bought the domain, but really, whoever was selling these NFTs, should probably, follow through on what they said, that, they were going to have the website up and running for at least 5 years. And it was a nice website. It had like the OGs of people that bought a Million Token early and were supporting the community, donated money to, just get the community going a little bit. And it's a shame to see the link die. So I'm not sure what happened there, but I hope to see the website back up under a new domain name. So that the proposal's new. Million Token itself, going to CoinGecko and looking at Million Token, you can kind of see it's kind of grinding up since about January 8th, so early January. It looks like there's lower highs. But I think the market overall has been going up since January. So, if the market decides to go down, and then the market's going to go down. But for now, it looks pretty good. So this is Million Token undefined. I believe this is on the Ethereum blockchain. Yeah, at least so. But you can see here we were consolidating here with certain lows, and then somewhere around January it started really going and taking off with again higher lows. You had a accumulation phase here, and these are daily candles, and then the lows are getting higher, and we're going like in this upward channel. So that's a good sign to see. And then the million on Polygon, it's even more noticeable that this white line is good support for the meantime, and that's been going up since early December, it looks like. So that's really it for the news, I think, on Million Token, right? So yeah, go ahead and make sure if you want to vote. I think it's fun voting. I haven't gotten around to it yet. But you just, hook up your wallet with MetaMask, and you can use your Trezor or Ledger too if you want. I see so many hacks lately, again, popping up sporadically. And I think there was even a story of somebody getting phished or scammed on Telegram or Discord. He was telling a story how somebody took his Million Token because he went to a website. I think he said it was the bank, but I thought the bank was a pretty good, solid website to go to. But I would never hook up my wallet to it anyway. You could just put in your address and see the history of stuff. But yeah, so if you have your Million Token or crypto on a cold storage like a Trezor or Ledger, if you're less likely to get hacked, I think, with phishing, because you still have to press the buttons on the hardware device to actually send them funds, as far as I know. But don't quote me on that, because I think that there were stories if you give permissions to certain things, it maybe could sell it for you. But I think at least if your funds are in a hardware wallet, maybe you could save yourself from getting hacked or phished, or unwittingly giving somebody else permission access to your funds. So, and I think they're under $100, like the Trezor ones or whatever. And, I like the Trezor personally. I've got both. I just think the user friendliness of the Trezor is nice. I think I also got an email from Trezor that they're going to be doing some type of coin join. So if that will increase privacy, that will be interesting to see how that goes, because I know that Tornado Cash, that the developer on that, I think he's still sitting in jail. So I don't know how he can be in jail, but a company like Trezor can do a coin join. But just, remember, if you do that and the government later in the future decides that some crypto that went through these certain coin joins are now blacklisted, then, you have that to deal with. So that's a million token right there. Just things are popping in my head. I'm just rambling here. Let's take a look at the stock market real quick, because, Fed Powell had his announcement on the 1st a couple of days ago, raising it 25 basis points. Like I said, and everybody else said that, he was probably going to do that. So the market's kind of rallied since then, I think. And because it was like expected. But for me, I always said, for the SP500, it could go all the way up to like 4,200. And right now, as I'm talking, we're at 4,171. And I've always said I think it's going to roll over. So I'm very patient right now. I think I did buy a little bit of Bitcoin when it was 23,000, just because I'm dollar cost averaging, like I said, and it had jumped a certain amount. I haven't bought any since then. But we have that gap up here on the S&P 500, so it could go past 4,200 and all the way up to really like 42. Yeah, it's about 42.17. Okay, it's not that much higher. So 4,200, and there's a moving average there, so that's also going to be resistance and the gap. And then just a little bit above that, that's at 42.52 is the 618 fib. Level, which is key, I think, and it can, if it really wants to push it higher, it could go to like 4,300 at the 0.65 fib, which is interesting because if you look at the previous recessions of the .com and the housing bubble, from the high to the low here, if you didn't know that this was going to roll over, let's say it was like this, and you don't know what's going to happen in the future, it went all the way up to that 0.618, almost to the line. And then it rolled over, and then it fizzled down miserably. And then also with the .com bubble, if you didn't know, like if that's all you saw, and you think we're gonna go higher, and it didn't even make the that fib level right there, but it was getting there, and there was all these moving averages also that would have been acting as a resistance. But the .com, that just popped really hard because it went up so fast. And of course, even the financial crisis here in 2008 with Lehman Brothers and everything, that went down fast. But you notice that once it rolled over, it was like a waterfall. It went down really, really fast. And more so in 2008, but the .com bubble, it went up and then it came down, I guess about the same pace. It really had a waterfall effect until much later, though. But so I am afraid that if we fill that gap up here, or if we go up to these fib levels and we roll over, once we start rolling over, we could have a huge waterfall effect. If not immediate, months later, and probably fill these gaps down here below that I've been posting and talking about for months now. But so that's SP 500. It's going to be interesting because if the market goes down, most people think that Bitcoin is going to go down, including myself. But when Bitcoin popped at end of 2017, it crashed for a year, because it was up 3 years and down 1 year. I think the stock market did pretty well, I think, that year in 2018. I'm not sure exactly, but who's to say that, if the market goes down, Bitcoin has to go down with it. It would be perfect scenario for Bitcoin to finally break away and say, look, we're not really tied to stocks, even though it kind of is, obviously. But, there might be enough bloodshed in the stock market And if crypto is holding pretty strong and some of that money comes in and it starts, going up and the rest of the stock market goes down, a lot of money could go into crypto. I'm thinking because it's the only one that's not, giving such negative returns. Let's take a look at Bitcoin real quick. I'm on the 4-hour. We are maintaining above the 4-hour exponential ribbon, so that's bullish. Lots of wicks here. We'll just see what happens when if the stock market rolls over. So I'm waiting for that 4,200. Me personally, if let's say it breaks 4,200 and 4,300, eventually I would think that it would kind of retest those levels of 4,200 and 4,300 and then bounce either up or continue to go down. If it bounces up, well, then I'm going to start dollar cost averaging pretty regularly. And if it goes down, well, then I'm just going to stay in cash because everything's going to go down unless Bitcoin, let's say, just continues to go up on this 4-hour exponential ribbon, holding strong. Then I'll dollar cost average into that. It's looking good now. But I'm still patient and I'm waiting to see what the SP500 is going to do. And even though people kind of took Powell's words a couple of days ago as kind of dovish, but he was saying, he's going to continue to raise rates to combat inflation. So, take it as you will. And the moving averages for Bitcoin here, we want to see this yellow line curve up. And then that's the bull run, and if it curves down, it's bear market territory. And right now, zooming out, it looks like it's still going down. But if you zoom in, I just kind of saw this a moment ago. It looks like it's kind of coming up a little bit, but it's a pretty fast moving average. This is on the weekly chart, but that's a good sign. It's kind of tipping up a little bit if you zoom in. So that's good to find out. It's anything here. This is the CME futures for Bitcoin. You got gaps above and below. I guess this is kind of no man's land here for buying or selling. But if you're dollar cost averaging, who cares, right? And finally, another Bitcoin chart where I'm looking at the ADX and DI. And if you look at this yellow line here, as it goes down, it generally means Bitcoin's price is going down. And as it tends to go up, the price goes up. Right now, we're still going down. And this green line is kind of tipping down a little bit too. So to me, this kind of looks like, if the stock market rolls over south, I think Bitcoin is the momentum is also going to go south still. But we'll just have to wait and see and keep an open mind if, keep an eye on the Bitcoin price. So, right now I'm just dollar cost averaging. It's still a very little bit if we have a humongous, a big drop or something. But I don't have my buy orders up. I think that the last time I bought was at 2,300, and then I showed everybody else what my previous buys were. Just because if it continued to go up, I want to keep buying some every so often. So that's the news for today. Be sure to vote. I think there's only a day or two left on that proposal for Million Token. If you want to vote, the link will probably be removed. Obviously, if it's a dead link, it should be removed. But it's always fun to talk about community things. I hope everybody has a great weekend, and I'll talk to you later. Please like, subscribe, comment down below, and share. Thanks.